in here. And I actually, in my opinion, always want to drink a large amount of hydrogen water, which I already did. I would say about this much, which is about, I drink a good, let me think here, at least 20 ounces of hydrogen water. Now, there's obviously nobody in the room yet, so nobody's really apparently going to see this live. So if you had questions, you know, that would have been a good timing. But so I have a friend who apparently has had a stressful day and week so far. So they were like, hey, I really could sit down and have a nice chat with someone. And if you don't mind making a healthy drink, have a drink, that'd be great. Hello, Danielle. So I said, okay, sure, I'll make you one. So this is, and there's actually data. Yo, Internet Explorer. Oh, wait, hi, he is Dutch. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but all right, very cool. So I like to add fruit to the drinks. Why fruit? Well, believe it or not, as usual, I found data. And the hydrogen, by the way, there does appear. Remember, there's never any medical claims here. I'm certainly not condoning drinking or anything like that. But there is data that suggests that when you use fruit with alcohol, it actually minimizes the negative effects of alcohol. And that also goes for the hydrogen. So that's why I put a little, I already loaded up on hydrogen water. I've been waiting for this as Internet Explorer. So I cut a little tiny bit of hydrogen water. I already put it in there. Now I'm putting the fruit. Like I said, now I put blueberries. This is jackfruit. Just gonna put a nice chunk of jackfruit in each one of these. If you guys didn't hear the beginning of the story, I got a friend who's like, I really need a drink and somebody to talk to. So I was like, sure. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to make one, I'll just share with everybody. And to be honest with you guys, I don't actually have, and here I'm going to put a few organic strawberries in here. I don't actually have all the ingredients that I normally would like to use. I always like to put lemons or a lime because of the very powerful antioxidants, especially when you're going to be using something like alcohol. And I always personally think that the healthiest alcohol is going to be the best. And again, you know, I should get my apron. I feel like I'm going to get stuff on me. And let's go grab that. I'm always wearing this silly apron. I know it looks silly, guys, but clearly you guys have probably noticed that I'm not much of a man of fashion. I'm all about like very functional stuff, you know, whether it's the car I drive or the clothes I wear, or the shoes. It's all about comfort and function. So look, we've already started with hydrogen water and fruit. Why? Well, because both of those things appear to help the negative effects. Okay, somebody's asking, where did you purchase hydrogen water? Well, I make it, and that's the best way to do it, both for making the best stuff, for making sure you get the proper levels, but also because it's the cheapest in the long term, and you're probably going to want to do it. The way that I do it is you can go to a website called holyhydrogen.com. They have, and I know every single way of making hydrogen and all the equipment out there. These guys are just light years ahead of everybody. Now, with other machines, I would not use, I should say this, I would not use hydrogen water from the wrong machine because some of them, the way that they make it, I would not want that in my drink. So, okay, let's see here. So that's how I began. Now, the very first thing that I like to put after all the fruit is I like the cleanest of alcohols. This is 100% pure agave silver. So one shot in each one of these. Why did I choose this particular one? Because I looked at every single alcohol, and tequila appears to be the healthiest for you out of all the liquors. And it's just the healthiest of all alcohols, apparently, because what happens is, well, the worst of them all, apparently, and I had a hard time believing this, but go do your research. I did mine, and it's beer. And I used to enjoy beer, and I didn't realize it was that bad for me, so that was too bad. But this one, as you can see, always check 100% agave. That means no fillers, guys. A lot of the cheap stuff, they put fillers in them, and that's what really gives you the headache. That's what makes it less healthy. I'm not a fan of fillers. Now, one of the other things I like to put in, more stuff that I've seen, again, they literally use, this is 100% orange juice. Again, I saw a study about this and the negative effects of alcohol in the body. But when you would use 100% natural juice and or fruit, which I'm obviously doing both, they really help minimize the effects. And then, of course, combining with hydrogen. And after a drink, I will, of course, have more hydrogen water. Now, I like to put lemons or limes. I'm totally out of those right now. I don't think this is going to help. This is an old orange that I've been meaning to use. And I thought it was all dried up, but let's just see if there's any juice in this thing. Oh, look at that. Okay, I thought it was all dried up. But, so this again, getting some more natural juices in the drink. There we go. Look at that. It does have some juice in it. Well, happy-go-lucky. It's a lucky day, isn't it? So again, lots of fruit. Now, I don't put any vegetables in the drink, but I will say that I do put fruit, again, because of the data, the science behind it. I mean, if we're going to have a drink, let's make it as healthy as possible to minimize the negative effects that alcohol can potentially have on the body. Now, since I clearly need compost pile here, let me get my handy dandy compost bucket, which I'm very fond of. Let's see, is there any juice in this part? Oh, look at that, a little bit of juice. Why not use it? I don't like to waste anything. Okay, next. Let's go ahead and I'm making both these basically the same. There's going to be a small difference, and I'll show you why in a second. So let's squeeze some of this wonderful, whoa, no, some of it didn't fall into the container. That sucks. I just wasted some. Now, I was just speaking of being wasteful. As you guys know, I do not like to waste anything. And this is a nice organic orange that I've been meaning to use up. And I'm glad I finally did. Yippee! Look at that. So now I got to wipe up the juice that I clearly wasted a little bit of. Now my hands are going to get sticky, so give me 1 second. I'm going to have to rinse them off here real quick. And sometimes I'll just rinse and wash this real quick because if you wash things as you go, there's so much less to wash. So let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, guys, once again, back to what we're making here. All right, let's see. Somebody else might add a question here. Thank you, says Evelyn. Oh yeah, Evelyn, and if I can give you a code, I don't know if it'll work. You can try Uprising 144K, but the code I was going to give you is capital H200. See if that gives you a discount. But yeah, it is the cheapest way, especially when you have a machine that lasts super long. A lot of them break really easy because, well, they're cheap, they're from China, blah, blah, blah. Never get anything that uses chemicals, in my opinion. Cleanest hydrogen has to be pH neutral. And there's a reason I recommend what I recommend. I know all about hydrogen. Okay, Infinite Blessing, says Evelyn. Internet Explorer says, so far, the rock makes a similar cocktail except for the hydrogen. Looks so good, says B-Man. Sorry, did not get code. That's fine. Well, I just gave it to you. Please repeat. Oh, the code? Either the name of the channel, which is Uprising 144K, or you can try capital H as in Henry and then 200. So H200 altogether. Okay. The next thing I'm going to put is, I already put a little bit of orange juice. I think I put a little bit in this one, but I'll just put a little bit more. All organic, 100% orange juice. Yes, all organic's a little more expensive, but I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to your orange juice, I definitely want all organic. You know, I don't need to put this, but I was just going to do it. This is a fermented apple juice that I've been making with a special bacteria. And sometimes I like putting a little bit of a splash in it. You don't have to, but it is naturally carbonated. So I just had some in the fridge. I'm like, okay, because normally I add a lemon or a lime. That's kind of one of the important components, in my opinion, for the health aspect. But like I said, this kind of, one of my friends caught me off guard. Now, this is an ingredient that the person I'm making it for does not like, but I'm going to put it in mine. And that is just a splash, and I mean a splash, of apple cider vinegar. Why? Well, the health benefits of it all, but also, and very little, you'll see, it helps regulate blood glucose. And because of that, when you drink, it does affect blood glucose clearly. And so, yeah, I'm just going to do it. You know, that's how I do it. That's how I do it. Let's see here. Okay, and I really don't, I wish I had all the ingredients, guys, but I've made other videos before of my now non-alcoholic beverage and my alcoholic beverage are pretty much made the same. It's just the only difference is that shot of tequila. And the second cleanest alcohol is vodka, but it really does depend on how you make the vodka. So there's different ways. I took a semi deep dive, not a huge dive into it. I just happened to hear it on a show when they were talking about vodka on one of these podcasts. Um, but tequila clearly appears to be the best, and so that's the one that I go with. And when I drink, I don't actually feel real good when I drink. And tequila, if I make it like this, for whatever reason, when I make it this way, it's totally fine. It doesn't seem to bother me at all, actually. Okay, Gina says hi. B-Man says, how many shots do you put in or drink in one day? I put one shot in each one of them. And if you really, really want to, like the one that I'm making here for somebody, they have like little half shot. So they have one shot in here and a half. So technically, according to the data, it appears that you can have two drinks before you really start getting like negative effects from alcohol. So with two drinks, you're kind of semi-safe. I mean, no alcohol is appears to be the best, at least according to the latest data. There's always been differences in opinion about it, but as far as the actual scientific data, no drinks is best. Now I'm also going to put soaked chia seeds that were soaked in hydrogen water because look, alcohol dehydrates you guys. So I like to have things in my beverage that are going to hydrate me as I'm clearly dehydrating myself. So that's why we put fruits that have water in them. We put even more hydrogen water. We put orange juice, normally a lemon or a lime. Put a little splash of vinegar in mine. Nobody likes that really. Just I do it for my own purposes, trying to be as healthy as I can. And then the chia seeds that are soaked in water because these things will bring water to the colon. Not to mention that it'll bring a lot of good minerals and things of that nature because minerals are another thing that gets depleted when you drink, which is the reason that I'm going to add just a splash, just a tiny bit of minerals. And I'm just going to put a little bit because I don't want to ruin the flavor. I'm just going to put one actually. This stuff is so strong. Concentrated minerals. This is why my friends like make me a drink because they know that when they drink one of these things that I make, you just don't have the negative effects really like the next day or whatever. You just don't feel like you literally had anything. So it's really, I don't know, I just kind of made it up. I guess you could say I invented it. Now, the next thing is pretty much just carbonated water. But this one is this one's organic. But if you really look at the ingredients, it's literally just carbonated water and just organic natural flavor. That's all. So there's literally nothing else in there. Okay, let's check out your comments here. Evelyn, are you familiar with John Ellis water? I am. I would say don't waste your money. Do you recommend John Ellis hydrogen water? No, because in my opinion, John Ellis is just not telling the truth. Why? Because he makes a lot of claims about his water that I actually know is not true. I've had people contact me who've used it for years with no results. But I also know I see how he's making it. And he makes these ridiculous claims that are they just don't even make any sense. His stuff is really just a water distiller. You can't inhale the hydrogen. I mean, I go off the science, guys. We know about hydrogen water. We know what it can do. Hydrogen gas inhalation. I mean, we know about all this stuff. John Ellis is just making stuff up. So no, I just think it's a waste of time and a waste of money. But hey, if you're rich, it's a very expensive distiller. Last guy who contacted me said his broke and he didn't even have it long and he was pretty disappointed and never got any benefits. But, at least it's making distilled water. Now, it doesn't have a carbon with it, which I would recommend. So it's probably not as good as the carbon distiller that I have, which is much cheaper. But again, these are just my opinions. Take it for what it's worth. But I did deeply research John Ellis water and I did make a video about it. And I'll tell you, the claims that he makes on his website are just plain ridiculous. Like, oh, it's going to cure HIV and all this crazy nonsense. I'm like, dude, come on. Don't be telling people that because you know what happens is the people who will believe you will literally rely on that water when they should be getting some other treatment to save their life and then they don't. This is why those type of things bother me. So be careful asking me such questions because I will tell you the truth, whether people unfortunately sometimes don't like to hear what I have to say. But you know. All right, so moving forward, hopefully that answered your question. If it didn't, you know, we keep moving forward, shall we? Let's see here. And Lulu said, I take apple cider vinegar for the same reason, but I drink a shot in water before I eat. Enjoy whatever it is that I don't want to raise my blood sugar. Yeah, there you go. Hydrogen seems to help with that too. That's why I drink a big glass of it before any alcohol. Okay, thank you very much. I'm glad I waited, says Evelyn. Yeah, follow the data. I mean, you got to follow the science, not the nonsense. You have a nice kitchen, says Inner Explorer. Well, thank you. It's not my kitchen, but I appreciate it. It is a nice kitchen. I respect your opinion, says Evelyn. Well, thank you. I appreciate truth. Well, you know what? Thanks for that, because that's really what I've always tried to follow. I mean, when I was trying to heal myself, I wasn't just following nonsense. I was trying to follow the best data, the best research. And by the way, I'm going to be making a video. This is totally off subject here. I just happened to see it here. I'm going to be making a video about black garlic, but Japanese black garlic versus Chinese. So you're going to get to see the difference. It's going to be pretty exciting. I could show you real quick if you guys want to know. If you guys want to just see them, let me know and I'll show it to you real quick. All right. So this one I'm going to seal up because all we do at this point is add the carbonated water. That's it. Now this one, let me put it in the fridge for my friend, and then I'll prepare mine and I'll just have a little sip here and show you guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have an idea of what this is like already, but we'll just go with mine for now. And so what I typically do, let's see if anybody commented. Okay, nobody. Okay, so you can do it a couple ways. In fact, I'll let you guys choose. I could just have my drink, or somebody wants to know about having a shot with it. And if you want to do that, I'll do it because I'm not going to drink a lot. It'll be a small one. But if you want me to do that and show you how I would do that, I show you how I take a shot. I guess I could do that if you want. So I'm going to let the viewers choose today. But this is the way that I would do it. Now that it's all ready to roll, pour it in there. And you have your healthy, in my opinion, about as healthy as you can make it. I mean, maybe there are healthier ways to do this, but this is what I invented that has really worked well. And I've had multiple friends be like, man, I like it. So there you go, guys. There it is. The Hydrogen Man, I don't know, drink. Okay, thanks for all the thumbs up. Let me try it, of course. Let's try it out. Well, for one, it's very good. It actually tastes like pineapples, and that's because whatever the canned beverage that you would use, that would be the flavor. It's a I already threw it away, but it was a pineapple flavor carbonated water. But it's just carbonated water. I don't recommend anything with sugar in it. If you notice, I didn't put any sugar in this thing, other than natural sugars that came from the orange juice and the fruits, but no sugar. Please never add sugar to any alcoholic beverage. In my opinion, it's the worst. Yeah, tastes great to me. Okay, nobody making comments about the shot, so we're just going to leave it at that, guys. Any other questions before I say goodbye? Anybody? Do you only drink one of those? Yes, of course, just one. That's why I said if you want a little bit more, like if it's been that rough day, I'm probably going to put that little shot for my friend. Maybe it's going to be upon their request. So, but yeah, I mean, you don't want to drink. I mean, typically the rule, according to the science, is you don't want to have more than 2 drinks, guys. After that, any health benefit, which apparently there's some, any health benefit at that point goes away. So you want to stick to 2. Are you still planning on going to Japan soon, says Lulu? Yes, I am. I mean, I was just showing all the paperwork I have to fill out, actually. Yes, I am planning on it. I'm going to be doing some, in my opinion, extremely great videos for you guys. You know what? Okay, let's do the little tiny shot thing. I think somebody was asking about it earlier, and it's just a small one. There's a little line that I get to right there. Yep. And that's if you want it. And that's it. That's your limit. The limit is 1 shot in here and half one here. And that's it. And it depends probably on the glass. These very much measure out to about 2 or just a little bit less. Okay, let's try it. This is good. Relaxing at home after a stressful day. You know what the funny thing is that when I have something I feel like a tickle in my throat, sometimes I'll drink ozone. I always drink hydrogen regardless, but sometimes I'll drink ozone water, which I don't actually have available. I let somebody borrow my machine. Sometimes, I hate to say this, now I don't know if this is for everybody, but sometimes I'll have the lemon or the lime, the vitamin C, and I'll have a little shot, but I don't just try to swallow it right away. I really let it go down slowly and burn my throat. Like I really let it burn. That was an old school trick in old school Mexico. In Mexico, they would say have a little bit of tequila, just a little, not a lot, just a little. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Now, if you guys want to continue to hang out till my friend arrives, I could leave this on, but if not, I could just turn it off. That's probably good. I mean, I could turn it off. I'll just got my new tripod, by the way. I've been talking about it enough, haven't I? I'm gonna have to do a video on my tripod. And see, I don't want to like waste anything, so I'm always like trying to get every little drop out of this sucker. I guess I don't need the robe anymore, do I? All right, let's see here. So hopefully that answered some questions. I just wish, well, actually, I did squeeze the orange into this. Can you inhale the booze too? Inhale? I don't know why you'd want to do that. I think that would burn really bad, bulky pug, but if you wanted to. But yes, Lulu, let's see. Thanks for sharing with us. We love you. Well, that's very kind. Have a great evening. Yeah, Japan's coming up. I'm having to do a lot of preparation because, well, water over there, hydrogen over there, even supplements. I might, just like my Purium powders and stuff, I really have to, get everything ready and lined up and then get ready for a long stay. There's just so many things to be prepared tonight, and I want to be really, really well prepared. Places to stay. How long will you be there tentatively? You know, I'd like to go for a year, but if I can't make that happen, I'll have to probably go for just probably 90 days. And then I'll probably jump over to another country like Taiwan or something, or Korea or something. And then I'll go right back into Japan again for another 90 days. But I'll be going probably to one of their embassies to try to get permission to stay longer. I think I'm giving you guys TMI here, too much information. But, you know, another thing that I like to do while I have my hydrogen is actually inhale hydrogen, but I move my machine. Actually, I can see right there in the background. Yeah, right there. I move the hydrogen machine over there, but I like to inhale while I'm drinking again to minimize the negative effects of the alcohol. And I guess technically, I mean, you could make more than one of these, but I've never done that. Actually, I did it one time for a friend, not for me, but one of my friends loved it. And he was a guy, it's actually a sad story because he's a guy who really doesn't drink. He just loved it so much. And he's the guy who actually died. And I made a video and I was all crying and everything because of a little known thing that was out there that we won't talk about because, we don't want to get the channel flagged. By the way, thanks for all the thumbs up and everything. But in the end, that's what I can tell you. And yeah. So, but yeah, he really enjoyed these. So he wanted seconds. And let's see here, answering your questions. How long will you be there? Where do you plan to live long term? B-Man, I don't actually know, which is kind of part of the reason that I'm a little homeless right now. Um, you know, gosh, I got these really weird problems. My problem being that I don't want to own anything. I don't know if that sounds weird to anybody, but I just don't want to own anything. I don't want to own a house. I don't want to own, I mean, I have a car. Well, it's not even a car. Well, it is a car, but it's a old beat up. It's just an old vehicle. It's just temporary. I own very, very little things because I don't want to own things, and that's a problem when you live in this day and age. And um, and then Diane says, "Oh my God, was it the contagion or the fix that ended your friend's life?" It was a contagion. We'll just put it that way. You know, he got sick. He didn't do certain things. He thought he'd just get over it. He's like, I got the flu, and it just progressively got worse. And man, it got really bad for him. And it wasn't just him. I mean, I've had numerous people who passed from it. And this guy, he was a health nut. He really was. He wasn't overweight. He had zero medical conditions. He looked amazing. He felt amazing. I love that guy. And maybe what did him in is that he was such a beautiful artist. And I'm not even putting that lightly. This guy was like next level when it came to art. When I looked at his stuff, I would look at his work and then I would look at him and I'm like, did you seriously create this? I have a hard, I mean, because I know him, he's just such a beautiful guy. And I'm looking at what he created and I'm like, are you like, you can do this kind of stuff? Like, seriously? I was just so in awe. And God, he was a great guy. I just, it really hurt. You know, I did not think it would take him. And that's when I took things a lot more seriously in regards to everything that happened. I know that the percentage rate is low of those who you know, that pass. And I just can't believe it happened to him. I just still can't believe that it happened. When I got the call, God, it broke my heart. It just really hurt. It really, really hurt. And I guess now that I'm having a drink, since I don't drink really a ton, um, yeah, it's making me think of him. Anyway, great guy. I'm sure he's in a better place. He's probably happy that he's not seeing what's going on right now. I don't know what he'd be saying. But all right, brother. Blessings to you. Okay, so let's see here. Shannon said traveling light. Yes, I'm trying to travel light, which is a problem because I mean, literally, you know what's hilarious is that if you were to open up my suitcase, and maybe I'll show you guys what my suitcase is going to look like when I'm ready to roll. Um, it's probably going to be primarily filled with supplements and purium powder. I'm literally thinking of taking almost no clothing because I'll just buy it when I'm there. I'm just going to buy stuff there and then just either that or take stuff there and just leave it there or something, you know, because I would like to go back. But I need to figure that all that out because somebody was asking me already in this chat um, what I plan on. Holy cow, it's snowing out there real hard. That's weird. You can see the snow right over there. Anyway, I I I don't know. What was I going to say? I can't remember. I'd have to scroll through the questions. There's so many questions rolling in here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, how long do I plan on being there? You know, here's the thing, guys. I've been invited. Oh my God, if I give you guys a list. I mean, I'll just tell you a few off the top of my head. Texas, Florida, Tennessee, New York, California, some other places near Florida, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Hawaii, Thailand, Turkey, Japan. I don't know. It's like three other places. Mexico, actually. All these places that I've been, you know, people want me to go there and they're like, they want me to teach a bunch of the healers certain things. There's a lot of healing. There's a lot of healers in different places. And I've been actually asked to go to a lot of these places to teach my methods. And I won't go into great detail about it. But here's the problem, guys. It's great if somebody wants to do that. I don't I don't ever think that it's negative. I have other things that I need to do. And I won't talk about it a lot. I'm just saying that there's other things that I want to do. And I'm not going to go to a healing place and teach. I mean, they're healers. Shouldn't they know? You know how many healers I get contacting me asking me for help all the time? It's crazy. But, you know, here's the thing. That's whatever their journey is, and I don't knock it. Hey, people want to be a healer. Fantastic. Spend your whole life healing people. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I want something bigger for others. I want something big for people. And when somebody was saying, well, where do you want to live long term? This is my problem. There's one thing that I follow, and I'll say that I follow the stars, I follow hydrogen, and I follow the water. That is part of the secret, and partially food and cleanliness. But there's certain things that need to line up, because every single time I look to go somewhere, there's always things that are like, nope, can't go there for this reason, can't go there for that reason, or I gotta go there just for this one reason. And all I'll tell you is that as of right now, there's only one place in the world, literally just one place in the world that has what I'm looking for, and that is Japan. And am I saying that Japan's perfect? No. I mean, if anything, it's a sitting duck right now between Korea and China and everything else that's going on in Ukraine and America. I mean, all these things that are happening. And I don't think about, I mean, I kind of think about that stuff, but I'm not going to quote unquote dwell on it a lot, because life is, as you may say, I don't know. There's things beyond life that I have to consider. I wouldn't expect anybody to understand, but I'm a little surprised I'm leaving the camera on this long. I'm just actually enjoying my drink with you guys. Clearly, somebody's late to the party here, but that's okay. Let's see. Diane says, so sorry. Well, Diane, it happens. I have somebody else very close to me that, by the way, is suffering from, I'll just say, well, I don't know, we can say cancer, right? I'll just say suffering from cancer. I think this is based on data. It's based on stuff that I've seen. I've worked with people with this. I do think that there's a way for this to disappear. And this particular person just won't do it. They did some of my modalities, and it actually worked really good. Some of the tumors disappeared, some shrunk, but there is something going on, and I believe it was, well, I'm going to say a little needle that just happened to get in them. I don't know. I'm just going to put it that way. Okay, guys, hopefully you guys can read between the lines. That I think is making it worse. And all I can tell you is I think it can be fixed, but that particular person just doesn't want to do what is necessary. And can you believe this? There's a guy, another guy. I mean, I have so many of these. He recently contacted me, dude, I'll do anything. I want to live. I spend way too much time with him as usual. And by the way, I'm going to be making a video about, no, I can't tell you right now. I'm going to be making a video soon about a particular subject. But what I'll tell you is that a lot of people, when they're really faced against death, you think that you do anything, and that's what they say. But the moment you show what they need to do, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Not that expensive. Not that hard. Come on. I mean, it's tough, but it's not like, I mean, come on. I could do it. And I'm not saying like, oh, yeah, it's easy. No, I mean, it'd be tough, but I could do it to save my life. You better believe it. I've already done it. Come on. I mean, let's be honest here. I'm supposed to be dead already. Just so you know, I'm a dead man walking, guys. I mean, really, if we really want to get down to it, I'm not even supposed to be alive. Actually, I'm not supposed to be alive many times over. Some of the stuff, if you guys haven't heard some of the stuff that I've done, is just plain stupid. And I say stupid, like I was a stupid one, okay? I've done some very stupid things to literally try to end my life. Just anyway, let me move on here. Let's keep going here. Let's just read everybody's comments. Let's just go with that. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to get on a tangent here. Diane said something that just got me. Shannon said, it was the cure that got him. Probably was he in the hospital? He was not in the hospital. He never took anything that they said to take. He just said, oh, I'll just beat this on my own. And he did not. It took him. So Norma says, it's not weird how you feel about owning is slavery to some degree. You are always repairing and replacing something. Norma, you're absolutely right. And I don't want to be part of that rat race. That's my whole issue. Own a house, new siding, roof, new paint, I mean, it's always something. There's always something. The mortgage, you're paying interest to the banksters forever. I mean, whatever, right? I mean, I don't know. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. Anybody know the line from that movie? Okay. B-Man says, man, it makes me mad that healthy people get the bad side of the sick when there's people with unhealthy lifestyle are okay. Believe me, B-Man, it's so weird. Sometimes I think it might literally, I don't want to say it's just genetic. I don't know, brother. I don't know. All I can say is, look, I'm sharing too much here. It's probably the alcohol. God, I probably should say this. Let's see. I'll think about it, B-Man. Maybe I'll say, well, you know what? Okay, here we go. I'll just say a little bit. Life is so much more than what people realize. It's much more than even I realized. We can get really deep into this subject, but I can talk about things that I've literally seen and experienced. Not something I read in a book, not someone that someone posted or someone said. Like I literally saw it and was there, and luckily there was somebody with me that changed my life forever as far as the way that I view the world, reality. There's a reason that I drive a 1,000 beat up piece of crap. There's a reason that I don't want to own things. And look, I mean, I almost, this is kind of wild to tell you guys this. I mean, I was maybe even this close to being a homeless guy under a bridge. Not because I want to just be sitting under a bridge shooting up drugs like a lot of these people do. That's not why. Just because it's hard to, how do I, God, I almost think I should delete this video now. This is, this is getting to be too weird. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's just keep moving on here. I think this is going too far. All I'm saying is that there's things about life that we don't really understand. And I could share with you, but I think it's not the right video. I was supposed to show you guys how to make a healthy alcohol beverage. Oh my gosh, but you're right, Norma. Anyway, B-Man says, oh yeah, we already said what B-Man says. Lulu says, I can see it snowing behind you. Yeah, it's chilly here in Vancouver, BC too. Is it your goal to own nothing and be happy? Oh God, what are you talking about? Ha ha ha. Oh, that's funny. I get what you're saying. So sorry about your friend. I saw the heartbreaking video you shared. Yeah, we've been there, done that, right? Um, yeah, nothing and be happy. Whatever. Yeah. About those people who say stuff like that, I don't think they. I don't think they mean what they say. Just my opinion. You know, they'll be like, "Hey, you shouldn't own anything," and then they take everything. They're like clearly going the opposite. Okay. B Man says people rather slowly die than be uncomfortable for a bit. B Man, you're absolutely right, brother. It's like that person who keeps putting that needle in their arm, like shooting up whatever their addiction is, drinking, smoking, whatever it is. It's like, no, no, I cannot be uncomfortable to save my life. I'm like, God almighty, please. Okay, Bulky Pug says, oh, what the hell? I'm having a drink too. Okay, so Bulky Pug. All right, guys. Norma says, well, by the way, what are you drinking, Bulky Pug? Might as well share it. Mm. Okay, Norma says, I'm glad you're here. It's not your turn yet. Well, that is what I was shown. And when I was shown, a lot of people don't know that I've had my heart stop many times. So, you know, I have been, I think the thing I was holding back on is I have been to the other side. And it wasn't for a short time. I saw all sorts of stuff, spoke with all sorts of, I don't want to say beings, but whatever you want to call it. But I was there. Yeah, shared too much. Oh, well, might as well, right? We're live. Sometimes, okay, seeking a being. Why do you have your head cut off? I'm staring at your zipper. Oh, well, that's because I can read your comments. If I put the thing up and I stand far away to look at the camera, then I can't see your comments. Sorry, dude. Okay. Internet Explorer says, I always wanted to hear that story. Maybe you and the person that was with you could make a video explaining what happened. Well, Internet Explorer, this is probably making me talk too much, but maybe I'll share some of it. I don't share because the person that was with me thinks it's dangerous. I literally think that something was, it wasn't, okay, yeah, I don't know. Let's keep going reading people's comments. We'll get there. You're staring at my zipper. That's hilarious. Whoops. I almost blocked you by accident. I don't even know how I do this. Okay, Shannon Holland says, yes, life is much more than we have set ourselves to seek out. You know, Shannon, you're right, most of us. Yeah, I'll share a little more if you guys really want. Diane McKenzie says, it's fine, no worries. Don't know what that means. Let's go scroll back. What did Diane say that maybe? Diane McKenzie said, so sorry. Okay, so it's fine, no worries. I don't know what that means, but we'll just get there. I guess we'll figure it out. Lulu says, I do wish you could share more about your death or near-death experiences. You know, Diane or Lulu, I could. You know why I don't do it is because I've heard other people's experiences. I'm not saying that I don't validate them, but I like things. Okay, this is the way that I look at the world, just so you guys kind of understand. You can have one perspective, but then if you can back up that perspective by someone else's perspective, and then you back it up by something maybe written by somebody else's perspective, and then you can back it up by, I don't know, video footage, and you have all these perspectives that bring you to a point where you're like, this clearly happened or this was clearly real. I'm like that. I don't just take one perspective. That's why I like, okay, this makes sense. Now we got some science. Now I've tried it and then it worked. And then boom, this clearly seems to be the way. Now I'm not saying it is the way, but it seems to be the right way. Check this out, guys. I got a bunch of fruit waiting for me. Ooh. So delicious. Chewing on blueberries. So people's spiritual experiences or people who have died and say, hey, I died. I went to hell. It's so funny. This one guy's like, I went to hell and Buddha was there. It's like, what? I mean, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know what he's trying to pull on everybody, but that's not even close to what I saw. And I'm telling you right now, I was very much able to verify and quote unquote validate, which I wasn't trying to, because I literally kept thinking, there's no way I saw what I just saw. I can't believe wow, this video was supposed to be about a healthy beverage here. What happened? Okay, this always happens. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what happens. Let's just keep reading people's experiences here. Okay, we'll go into the near-death experiences, Lulu. Hey, that's not fair to start sharing, then stop. Ha ha ha, come on. Lulu. Diane McKenzie says, you keep having regrets for sharing too much. Well, you know what, Diane? It's not that I have regrets. I have no problem sharing because I'm not, I mean, it's okay. I don't care about sharing. It's people's reactions. Like when you say, hey guys, I think fruits and vegetables are good for you. And then I get these crazy emails of people saying, you're such an idiot. You're an F in this. I mean, like I get a lot of crazy stuff, right? You know, you should literally, go jump off a cliff and do this to yourself. And the best thing to do is eat nothing but meat. And it's like, okay, like you can do that. Why do you feel that I need to do what you think is best? And I'm not telling anybody they should do what I do. I mean, guys, come on. If you want to eat Twinkies all day and drink a six pack every day, do you really think that I'm going to lose sleep over it? I mean, I don't want you to be unhealthy. What I don't want is I don't want people to be suffering. That's literally it. If you really want to know the truth of the matter, I don't want people to suffer. It makes me very sad. And me, myself, I don't want to suffer either. So it all really comes down to, and thanks for all the thumbs up. Wow, a lot of people are saying this. I'm literally just saying that I love people. I mean, is it really that big of a thing? I mean, I just don't want people to suffer. And I see people do things that I know will lead to suffering. And I kid you not, months or years, and what happens? They begin to suffer. And when they're suffering, oh, God Almighty, these people are like, I'll do anything, please just make it stop. And look, I know what that feels like because I had to change too. I mean, don't think that I'm just preaching this and that that I haven't walked the path. I mean, come on, guys, I've suffered, a lot, and I'm not trying to like, ooh, I'm so, my life's been so hard. I'm not like trying to whine about it. I'm just saying it's really been very uncomfortable. Now I need a tissue. See, that's where I wear my bib. That's where I wear my I should have kept my apron on. You know what? I should probably put it back on because the fruit at the bottom is where it gets messy. Oh, silly. And where's my friend? Still waiting for that doorbell to ring. That's okay, though. I certainly won't be having anything more to drink, though. This was my limit. Like a little kid with a what do they put on kids? Bibs? Is that what it is? That's kind of a funny word, isn't it? Bibs? A bib? That's funny. Okay, I'm gonna have some more fruit. I want that. Big chunk of fruit. I got it. Tastes like delicious fruit. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Norma says, people are coming out and speaking of crossing over and returning. It's no longer a secret. Norma, what they're saying is not what I saw. There's only one place, well, two, where I've seen described what I saw, heard, so many things. And those two people, well, I guess you could say three or four now that I think about it. But if you want to get into detail, there's only two. One of them was a guy named Jesus, and he spoke of it in the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Essene Gospels. I mean, those books are so old. The fact that I experienced what I experienced years before I even knew about those books. Once I read it, I was like, oh my God, somebody experienced this? I mean, I feel very fortunate and lucky that extremely lucky that I was able to witness because I felt so lost all my life. And the other one was actually a guy named Yogananda, of all people. Yogananda. Freaking weird. Yogananda. Probably never even heard about the guy. Really weird stuff. Okay, we're getting too weird today. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Let's keep going. Okay. Sorry for tuning in your ear. Oceans 1111 says, hello. Hey, Ocean. Shannon says, H-Man would probably share more if he drank his friend's drink. Oh, I am not. You're probably right. I'm not going to drink my friend's drink. No way. By the way, it was funny because this particular friend, I won't get into any details. All I'm going to say is that, apparently, when I went to the other side, I actually did see the fact that I had other lives. And I saw some of them. It wasn't just that I saw them. I entered, and all this happens very fast. So I could literally go in 1 second into a brain, and this mind, or not a brain, but this mind that was a personification of all the experiences they had through an entire lifetime. And I could feel it all, be it all in just a quick moment. And so I was able to be different people. And I was all those people. And that's what's so weird. We are a product of our experiences. So whether you were raised in a certain culture, male, female, different experiences within those parameters, it just creates, it's like infinite. It's like zeros and ones, guys, like computers. It's pretty wild. Okay, let's just keep going. That's funny though, Shannon. Good one. Have my friend's drink. I would definitely not do that. Okay, Lulu. Oh, so I guess what I'm saying is that this is what my friend was saying, is that I create rules because rules, in my opinion, are for animals. Now think about that for a second, because animals can't control themselves. There's food, they're like, food. If you're trying to fast to save your life, for example, you're going to feel hungry. You're literally going to have to go against your nature. but you have the wisdom to understand why you're doing it. I make rules. And one of my rules is there's a limit to how much alcohol I will consume. And I've already done my limit. And that's just the way that it goes. And I follow my rules. But most people don't. Even if they make a rule, I have actually numerous friends who are like, they think I'm weird, but they're like, you know what? I need to make that rule. Because I have so many friends that drink and then they do things that they regret. And it's terrible. And then they're like, okay, how do you do this? And I'm like, dude, I set rules. And then, they try and it's kind of funny, but sometimes you'll fail until you succeed. And, I have rules all over my life. Well, apparently there's ancient scriptures, even within Buddhism, that talk about this. They make these rules. And one of my past lifetimes, I was apparently a monk. So that's what I do. But I never made the rules for that reason. I just made the rules because I realized that I don't really know. You can't trust yourself. That's what it is. You're like, oh, I can't trust myself. I just want to do this. Here's a credit card. Just go for it. But like for me, even if I want to buy something, I don't really buy anything unless I have the money. I got a funny story about it. I've said it before. I don't need to say it again unless you guys want to hear it. But let's just keep reading people's comments because there's so many here, and I want to answer everybody's questions, get everybody a chance to say something. Okay, Lulu says, I can tell you're an honest guy and wouldn't doubt what you tell us about what you experience. Plus, it's live, and you can delete it. Would just like to hear your experience. I see, Lulu. Maybe I'll consider it. Keep going because there's just so many people. I want everybody to always have a voice here. So thanks for commenting. Thanks for all the good stuff. Okay, Diane says, who cares what other people think? I don't. You're like the male version of me. Well, Diane, I don't know. I almost would say I don't know about that. Maybe, but I don't know. I'm pretty out there. Sometimes you gotta think outside the box. So maybe you're right, though. I feel like I'm always seeing the same people in the chat, though, who come into the rooms. Internet Explorer says, I've been to the other side on a near-death experience. I saw light at the end of the tunnel, and my brother who passed away was there waiting for me and welcoming me to heaven. Then I came back to Earth in a hospital bed. Internet Explorer, I reached that point, and brother, there is so much. And when I say so much, there is so much beyond that. Because I made it to that point, but the things that were on the other side of that, I don't know what people think, but I can just tell you that you get to that point and you think this is it, and then there's heaven. No, there's the things that are beyond that. I mean, brother, eventually you get to see the birth of everything. You get to see the source. Well, I don't know if everybody gets to see that. I just kind of got lucky because there was more. The things that happen on the other side, it's like a whole other world that nobody knows about. But okay, I'll slow down on that for right now because Chase McKilster says 563 thoughts number 563. No idea what you're talking about. Mimi Yu says the Yogananda's book is super. Well, that's what surprised me. I didn't know anything about Yogananda. I heard some of his talk, some of the stuff that he did. It was pretty incredible in some ways what he did on the physical plane. But of course, I'm a skeptic. Just so you know, I'm a skeptic. I'm thinking, okay, this Yogananda guy, he started describing things that I saw on the other side, and I was thinking, okay, clearly this guy's been there. See, that's the thing. No offense to anybody, you can't trick me. I've been there. You can't trick. It's like trying to tell me about what it's like to be in the United States. I've been there. I've lived there. I know what it's like. And many other places around the world, I was there. So if people think they've been there or have been there or whatever, I mean, Yogananda is the only guy who got it right, other than Jesus in these Dead Sea Scrolls and Essene Gospels. And there's a lot to cover there, but Lulu says, "Did you see Jesus?" That's a loaded question, Lulu. Trying to get me in trouble? I saw a lot of things and a lot of beings. Okay, there's not just one guy there. There's beings there. All I'll say is that I really like what Jesus teaches. You just have to make sure that you actually listen to his words and not what people tell you what he said. So I'll give you an example. I didn't even get into this, but I'm going to just do it because everybody seems to be interested in this conversation. Okay, do you remember there's this one scriptural verse, and there's so many of them. And I guess I can take the apron off now, but there's a scriptural verse. I really wanted to get this last piece of fruit. You notice there's a little piece of fruit there still, a little strawberry. There is a scriptural verse where Jesus was asked, I'm gonna have to get water in this thing, where they asked, he was teaching, and eventually somebody said, look, basically what the person was implying is that, look, not everybody's gonna understand your teachings. Because think about the Bible. It's a huge book, right? Let me tell you something. You don't need that giant book. You could simplify it all. You really could. And that's what they asked him to do. They said, hey, Mr. Jesus, can you simplify your teachings? This is too much for us, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and I've said this story before, and this is only one of many that I know. But the point is, they said, look, can you just simplify it for us? Can you put all your teachings into just one sentence? And Jesus didn't say, guys, this is probably going to piss people off. I'm sorry, guys. But hey, remember, these were his words. These are not mine. So just remember that, okay? If anybody wants to get mad at me. He said, when he was going to give the main point of his teachings, he didn't say, you know what, guys, accept me as your Lord and Savior. Because, by the way, you don't have to do anything. You accept me as your Lord and Savior, and all will be forgiven. And, go to church and give 10% of your money, of your Caesar to Caesar, whatever, right? Whatever. Don't get me started on this one, guys. He didn't say that, though. He didn't say, go give your money, and he didn't say, accept me as your Lord and Savior. Now, remember, when they asked him this, what they were actually, and by the way, this is what they actually said. They said, your most important teaching. Like, we're talking about the most important thing of all the things that you teach. Just tell us the number one most important thing, dude. Like, just simplify it for us. I would think, based on what the church teaches, well, okay, well, the most important thing is accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Otherwise, you're going to hell. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to give your money to us. But that's not what he said. What did he say? He said, love one another as I have loved you. Wow, that's the most important thing? What a shocker, right? I mean, it's not really a shocker, guys. We all should be kind to one another. Now, I can go into great detail about this, but I'm not going to. All I'm saying is that's what he said. So, and you know what? I love that teaching. I love his words. That's my opinion. Love his stuff. And I think it should be more into practice than just talking about it. We need to put things into practice more than just, yep, talk about it. So I try to live my life a certain way. I don't need to convince everybody. I don't need to talk about it all day long. And now we're losing people. Can you believe that? That's what I thought would happen, by the way, once we get on. That's why I'd stay out of politics and religion. So let's go, Brandon, and love one another. Okay. All right, let's just keep going. Okay. Diane says, who cares what other people think? Oh, yeah, when we read that one. Internet Explorer says, oh, yeah, but then I came back to earth in a hospital bed. That's right. Chase says 563. I don't know what that means. Yogananda. Okay. Lulu said, did you see Jesus? I think I answered that kind of. I won't go into too much detail. Mimi Yu says, have you read the brain surgeon's book about NDE, Eben Alexander? Nope, haven't done it. Not sure why I would, to be honest, if I've gone through what I've gone through. And by the way, I didn't just go through it once. But that's a whole other conversation. Norma says, I feel the brain is always seeking pleasure and we have to set boundaries. Well, Norma, that's exactly why I set rules. Because you can't trust your brain, you can't trust your body. And I won't go into the details of that either. We'll just keep it simple for today since a lot of people are saying, I see you eat rice. What's the best type of rice? Well, in my opinion, I like steamed. Never fry your food. I steam my rice. It's organic. It's made in Japan. And it's just white rice. I used to have brown rice. I'm not really against all that or anything. But all I can say is that I listen to my body and steamed white rice feels best. And I don't do a lot of it. So just a nice little bit of carbohydrates. I know people get weird about carbohydrates, but I believe everything. No, I say I believe this because, well, based on data, but also the way that I feel. And you know what? I don't think I need an earpiece anymore. Tell me if you guys can hear me without it. All right. Somebody make a comment below. Can you guys still hear me? Because I don't want to wear that earpiece the whole time. I think that was enough. But yeah, white rice from Japan. Try to get the cleanest, most organic stuff. But yeah, I like rice, but not a ton of it. Okay, Norma says, I hear people say, go to the light, but someday, I'm assuming you're saying some say, it's a trap. So not sure or understand if we are being tricked when you get there. Believe me, I could explain the whole thing if you really wanted to, but we'll get there. Lulu, let me just say that everything's going to be okay in the end. It's really more about your heart, keeping it simple, right? We keep losing people if we talk too much about that, but maybe we can get there. Let's just keep going with everybody's comments because I want everybody to have a word here. Lulu says, I'm still here. There you go, Lulu, you're still here. Norma says, I'm here. Well, that's weird. What happened here? Was there a reason? Can you guys still hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay, Shannon gives a thumbs up. Oceans 11 says, where you get Japanese rice? I like basmati organic. Well, hey, if you can get a basmati organic, go for it, brother. I just go to the store and I look at where it's made. That's all I do, so that tells you anything. Okay. Bulky Pug gives a thumbs up. Thanks, Bulky Pug. Oh, thanks for all the thumbs up, by the way, guys. We got 24 people in here, 24 thumbs up. I'm pretty sure that's not from all 24, so support the channel. Give a thumbs up. Yeehaw. Yippee-ki-yay. Okay. Yes, can hear you. Oh, great, Diane. Let me pull this closer to me so I can reach your guys' comments. Mimi Yu says, near-death experience, NDE. Oh, I see. Near-death experience, etc. There are common threads, but each person's experience is individual. Now, see, Mimi, I completely agree with you. This is why I didn't trust my experience. Remember, I am a skeptic, even of my own experiences. This is how silly I get. But mine had a witness. And I won't go into the details of what they saw and experienced. It was pretty wild. And also, what I saw was apparently, I don't want to say validated, but the same exact thing was said by a guy who calls himself Jesus in these old ancient books. So that's when I was like, holy crap, wait a second. He's describing the same thing I saw. Everybody else doesn't. Everybody else says either they saw Buddha or they saw Jesus or they saw hell or they saw relatives. Everybody sees something different. But the reason that I'm different in the sense is because I'm not biased. Just show me whatever the truth is. I don't care what it is. I'm not biased. I'm not going to say I only believe in Jesus or only believe in Buddha or whatever. I think way outside those boxes. So when I saw what I saw, and then this guy named Jesus starts describing what is on the other side, and that's describing what I saw, I'm like, whoa, it really, to be honest, it blew my mind because he wrote those words thousands and thousands of years ago. And nobody put any input in my head about what I was going to see because what he wrote, I read it years after the fact. Anyway, the whole thing's pretty wild, but we won't go into all that right now. We're getting getting crazy here. Let's go with Lulu. Okay, Lulu says, Matthew 22, 37, 39. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Well, Lulu, I completely agree with that part of Scripture. Absolutely. We should love each other. We should love this body too, by the way. When I say love the body, I mean like literally like love it in the sense of, no, I'm just going to give it whatever it wants. No, I mean like love it in the sense of give it the nutrients. Don't give it all the Twinkies, you know, all this stuff. I don't need to go into great detail of that. Okay, what's next here? Flying highs. Gives a thumbs up. Cool, flying high. First time. You know, anybody comment below if it's your first time here. Just say that. Norma gives a thumbs up. Cool. I'm sure this is all way too late beyond the fact. Mimi Yu says, it's late here in Europe. Perhaps some folk had to go to bed. Sound is fine, by the way. Cool, and that's what I'm assuming. Lulu145 says, can you explain what Jesus wrote that you saw? Probably not today, because here's the thing. This is what you need to understand, Lulu. I'm going to literally share a huge secret with you. The moment I share certain things, people hear those things, and when they have their experiences, it's like if I go around saying, look, I went to hell and saw Buddha, then you're going to have all these other people saying, you know what? I went to hell too and I saw Buddha. So I've been keeping it quiet on purpose to see if anyone ever comes up and says the same thing, because I'm going to know if somebody's telling the truth or they're lying. I'm going to know. And I'm going to know because I was there and I witnessed it. So I'm waiting to see if anybody actually has truly gone through it. But at some point I will share it. I don't know if I'll share it on my channel because my channel's not about that. But there is a channel that I've been on, if you guys, his channel is called, let's see, well, his name is Alan Steinfeld or Seinfeld. One of those, I think it's Steinfeld. But I really like Alan. He's a great guy, and we're gonna be maybe talking about more deep stuff and, you know, getting off topic of certain things on this channel. This video went way too long. We're just talking about how to make a healthy drink. Okay, let's just see here. Lulu says, in short, it is definitely, I can't reveal those secrets. And they are secrets, and I can't reveal them right now because there's many reasons why I can't. I mean, I could, but I just don't think I should. But there will come a time when the timing is right. So we'll go with that. Okay. Diane says, so the Bible is your witness, Jesus' words. No, when I say there was a witness, there was literally somebody there. Because this is how weird it gets. Now I'm sharing too much here. You're asking the right questions, and that causes me to reply. Oh boy, here we go. How do I say this? Oh boy. You guys want a big, no, can I do this? Oh, how should I say this? It's not how should I say it, it's whether should I say it. Okay, I'll just say that there is something that is the heaven and there's something that on earth. On earth as it is in heaven, heaven and earth. Okay, there are these two realms and they both exist, and everybody here knows earth because we're all here. But there is a whole other world, and there is a door that opens one realm to the other. And once that door opens, you can begin to see and experience things that you didn't even think were possible. And the witness that was there witnessed that happen along with myself. It changed your whole outlook on life. Because everything you think is possible or real, it changed everything. And I quit caring about the things that many of us humans think are important. So that's all I'm going to say for right now. Okay, let's keep going. A lot of people have stuff to say. Okay, let's see here. Okay, if you guys want to wait, if you guys want to wait, I'll be right back. If you don't want to wait, you don't have to. But I think my friend may be at the door. So hold on a second. I have to go and take care of that. But I'll be right back, guys. Maybe I'll shut her down. I don't know yet. Maybe everybody will be gone. Probably need about 1 minute, maybe 60 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, well, we'll see how many people stuck around. I got all sorts of dishes to do too. Let's go with medium heat and do dishes. Okay. Wow, more people than I thought stuck around. Okay, we're gonna have to move the camera around because I gotta make dinner too. I guess you guys are gonna see me do dinner. Yeah, let's just turn on the camera all day long, shall I? Okay, let's see here. Ooh, curry. Gotta love it. Curry, curry. The wrong one? There we go. Okay, we're gonna go with medium heat. We're gonna go with, oh yeah, sorry, I forget you guys are there. Okay, let's see, I gotta read your comments while we're doing this. Flying, I deleted a message. Wow, lots of words here. Lots of words, yeah, clearly lots of words. Okay, Maybe I should put an earpiece in because I feel like you guys won't hear me. I'll tell you what. If you can't hear me, just comment and then I'll put an earpiece in. Diane says, oh no, B-Man says, what scriptures did you read that you saw? It's in a book called The Essene Gospel of Peace. I probably should have brought it. You know, maybe I have it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. You're not going to understand it, though. Nope. No, it's not here. Yeah, the problem is, you know what, I'm going to put an earpiece in. You guys aren't going to hear me if I'm moving around. It just ain't going to work. But the problem is that, all right, can you guys hear me? You're not going to understand it because, look, had I not experienced that, oh, now I got to put my bib on again. I'm going to have to shut it down real soon, just so you guys know. The problem is that if I had read that particular part in the book and I had not experienced it, it'd make no sense, guys. It's going to sound like a bunch of nonsense. Seriously. I mean, it's just going to sound, well, it's going to sound like a bunch of nonsense. It's not going to make any sense. It's only going to make sense if you've been through it. And even if you've been through it, but he did say one thing in there. He said, more than this cannot be written in the scrolls. He's basically saying, like, it's very poetic. I'll tell you one thing. The way that guy wrote, Mr. Jesus, was extremely poetic. But he's basically saying you can't put it into words. Now, I can put some of it into words, but look, I'll tell you right now, I can't put it all into words. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You can't describe what's on the other side, all of it. You can only describe some of it, and it's very, very difficult. And you don't navigate the world the way that you navigate this world. This world, you know, you move your legs, you move your arms, you think with your head. Over there, it's all like all feel. It's all like you literally navigate with your heart. And by the way, this is a vegetable coconut curry. It's got mushrooms, it's got tofu. You guys probably don't care. Okay, let's keep going here. Answer everybody's questions. I want to give everybody their moment. Everybody gets their moment. Let's see here. Where are we at? Where are we at here? I saw, where were we? Where are we at? Wow, a lot of comments. Holy smokes. Okay. Mimi Yuyu says the Essenes, their diet, etc., was very pure, and when you research all about them, it is enlightening indeed. First time here. Well, that's right, Yuyu. That's Mimi Yuyu. That's exactly what. Yeah, and their practices were very similar to Jesus's. I mean, that's where he learned them apparently. But all I'll tell you is that what they wrote in those books, that's what I saw. These guys were the real deal, in my opinion. Lulu says, I get it now, why you don't want to share. Okay, see, thank you. I appreciate that you understand. Because there is a reason for my madness. Were you awake, sleeping, or sick? Well, when I went to the other side, I was in a meditative state. But your heart stops sometimes. And then I had other moments where I was clearly dying. I've had many moments like this. This is not the only one. I saw your interview with Alan, says Mimi Yu. Oh, I see. Diane McKenzie says, oh, someone there? Okay, not yet, but very close. They're actually downstairs, and they're going to come up very soon. And then I will stop the video because, well, I'm not going to, yeah. My friend doesn't want to be on camera. Okay. Diane McKenzie says, yes. Norma says, do it, do it, do it. Diane McKenzie says, that makes sense. And Chase McKilster says, write it to 211. I don't know who 211 is. No idea. But if there's someone that you either want me to talk to, do a podcast with, chat with, whatever, you guys are always welcome to send whoever those people are an email or something and say, hey, you guys should talk to the Hydrogen Man. And then if they're like, well, how do I connect with him? You're even welcome to say, hey, he's somebody that I know. I'll hook you up. And then you guys can just email me. I'm pretty good at replying. So you know my email, uprising144k@gmail.com. I'm sure you guys know. I'll try to talk to them depending on what their channel's about. Norma says it makes sense to me. B-Man says, Greg, are the type of friends we all need. Oh, wow, B-Man, that's very kind of you. Believe me, there's a lot of people some people really don't want me as a friend. And then there's people who absolutely really love me and they just, yeah, I get a little bit of both. Some people really, really don't like to know anything about the truth. They just want to go and let's go golfing, let's go drinking, let's go to a fancy restaurant. And that's the end of it, right? Or whatever. And then I got friends who really want to sit down and really have a good conversation, maybe have a drink or two. Nothing crazy, but yeah, it just depends. Okay. Bulky Pug says, be right back myself getting another drink. Bulky Pug. And Diane McKenzie says, yes, good guy. Well, that's very sweet. You guys are too kind. Norma says, agree, B-man. Diane McKenzie says, I am doing a detox. Been on it for 2 months. Horse, you know what? Horse, you know what? Oh, yeah, gotcha. Dewormer. Norma says, Diane, what's the detox? And then Diane says, a bug remover. Equimax. Oh boy, here we go, Diane. Don't share too much. But yeah, I mean, there's numerous antiparasitics. I have a whole protocol on it. One of these days I'll make a video for Rumble so you guys can actually know how it's all done. I need to do that one of these days because I don't know how to upload to Rumble yet. Norma says, Get is one happy guy today. Who's Get? I don't know. Diane McKenzie says, don't say my word. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. Norma says, we can hear you. Audio is great, says B-Man. Flying high. What are you making for dinner? Well, we're going to have some steamed rice, which is already made. So I'm just going to heat up steamed rice. Actually, it's this one. The other one is just literally just potatoes that were steamed, mashed up. So just mashed potatoes, but nothing else in there. There's no, the way my mother used to make them, she'd put milk in them. I don't put any of that. No sugar in them. No, nothing. I mean, it's just potatoes, okay? Just literally organic mashed potatoes. And in this, there is mushrooms, cabbage, carrots, tofu, onions, garlic, corn. I believe that's about it. I mean, I got carrots. I think I said that already. Yes. Oh, it's got coconut. It's coconut curry. Delicious. Okay. Let's see. And Lulu says, it doesn't matter if we don't understand it. We just want the verse. Okay. Well, it's in the last 3 pages of the Essene Gospel of Peace. There you go. That's what you wanted. There it is. You want it. I can go grab the book, but I'm telling you right now, by the time I go grab that, dinner is ready. I'm going to have a green salad before all this, too. I always like to have raw vegetables before this. So, okay. Norma says, yummy. Mimi Yuyu says, Jesus was brought up in the Essenes. That appears to be correct, which is the reason that all his practices are basically what the Essenes practiced. So, but there also does appear that he disagreed with a few of their things. And you know what? I ain't going to lie to you. I might disagree with a few of the things they said. And if they're right, I totally bow down and say, hey, you were right. There's just certain things that are very hard to do in this day and age. So I do the best I can, right? I don't live perfect, but I do the best I can. Okay. Chase McKilster says, I put numbers after my sentence. 844. Okay, cool. Maybe he thinks that helps. Shannon says, can you take the horse you know what daily? No, you don't want to do that. Well, it depends on which horse one, because there's multiple different horse ones. You do need to take some, and then you have to lay off of it, by the way. You have a lot of die off. What I personally do, I won't say I recommend, this is what I do. Definitely use the hydrogen while you're doing deworming because of all the free radicals that happen from a lot of the worms and parasites. They release a lot of crap. Diane McKenzie says, how do you make the sauce? Well, I'm not going to go into the cooking show on this curry today, but I mean, just water, coconut cream, clean water, by the way. This is literally distilled, carbon distilled water. Take my super curry sauce. Shannon or Diane McKenzie says, Shannon, yes, 2 times a day, pea size. Lots of lemon water. Chase McKilster says, you said it is as is, I'm forgiving you. Oh, well, that's part of it, but there's so much more than that. What I'm trying to tell you, Chase, is that two of the biggest things that are to be understood by man is we have a lot more power than we think. We have the power to forgive, and we also have the power to repent. Those two things can make a huge difference in life because people are always fighting, you know? And life is really not that complicated. Let me tell you, it's not that complicated. But I will tell you, what we really should be doing is not creating all these laws and all these weird rules. And somebody just told me, what is it? The tax code is 7,000 pages or something ridiculous. I don't even know anymore. It's just the whole thing is ridiculous, right? And all I'm trying to say is that if we really focus on the important things, we create too many rules. In fact, you know what was told to me on the other side? Now I'm going to share a little too much here right before I end this video. There is a lot of wisdom over there. Let me tell you, there's way more wisdom on the other side than there is here. And let me just put it that way. And one of the things I was told was, you have way too many rules. And I was thinking, what do you mean? It's like, okay, you got way too many rules. In fact, you have so many rules that it's impossible not to break any, which makes you all guilty. And I was thinking, holy crap, when I really dug deep into those little sentences that were being shared with me from much wiser beings than myself, it was like, holy crap, we do have a lot of rules. And it is impossible not to break any. I mean, they'll get you for anything if they really want to. I mean, that's by design, I think. You know, we'll get you all. So anyway, if a lot of the things that were shown to me on the other side had to do with how we're supposed to create a society that functions properly, and then they were showing me all the shortcomings of the societies that we've created. You know, there's a reason that they called Jesus a king, like the king of the Jews, is because that's technically the way that it's supposed to be. In Japan, they didn't call it a king, though. In Japan, they call it what do they call him? They call him a emperor. But yeah, I mean, you're supposed to have a king, but a good king, not a corrupt king, a king that loves his people. Think about it, guys. If you have a really good king, the people will love their king. If you have a really bad king, the people will hate their king. You know, blah, blah, blah. We need good leadership. I said it probably an hour ago. We need good leadership. And I know that we will love our leaders if they are good. And they have to want the best for us. That's all there is to it. They have to want the best for us. But when they're there for their own selfish needs and all their shenanigans, and they speak like lawyers, they talk around in circles, and they don't even answer the questions they were asked. Literally a simple yes, no question. And what's that girl with Let's Go Brandon? She's like their speaker or whatever. I can't remember. Some French girl. She like never answers a question. She just goes on, and she'll talk forever and say nothing. And that's, you know what? Nobody wants that. Well, you know why I say nobody wants that? Who knows? Maybe there's people out there who want that. But when I listen to that girl, I'm just like, God almighty, I can't listen to this crap. I just can't listen to any of that nonsense. I just shut it off, guys. I just can't listen to it. I want somebody who like speaks straight, tell us what's really going on. I know that a lot of people can't handle the truth, but at some point, you're going to have to stop treating people like children. I mean, you literally have people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and you can't treat them like children forever. But that's what they try to do. Is put on the kids' gloves, make sure not to tell them anything that might hurt their feelings. Okay, let's see here. Internet Explorer says you need to do a cooking channel. And I hope you get the Rumble channel soon, says Diane. I do have it. I just don't know how to upload to it. I had a friend upload some stuff, but I gave access to my channel. And then when I did that, I got all screwed up and then I couldn't get in for like a month. And I was like, okay, I can't do this again because I almost lost my channel. And I don't think that's a good idea because there's too much valuable information in there. So, it's literally a library of information at this point. And I won't be around forever. So I'd like it to be around, for a while. Shannon says, yes, forgiveness, repentance, and gratitude. I agree with you, Shannon. Norma says, I agree with you. Alice says, yes, Karina is worse than let me circle back, lady. LOL. Yeah, I know. Cancel TV 3+ years. TV is garbage. I call it. Is it called the same as this one? I don't know. But okay, guys, I think we got to go. Everyone, I am going to go have dinner because I am going to have a raw salad with some sauerkraut. I'm going to have steamed rice with this vegetarian curry, coconut curry. And then I'm going to have those mashed potatoes. I might have a little bit of seaweed and stuff too, but you know, oh yeah, skimono, which is basically fermented vegetables. So thanks for watching, guys. This definitely went off track. Somebody said, thanks for sharing. Enjoy a wonderful dinner. Thanks for the time and share. We are moving towards a golden age. Yes, that's true. Love one another is the vehicle. I agree. Enjoy, enjoy. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks. It was fun. Enjoy your dinner. And friends, I certainly will. And yeah, we'll share more. Stay tuned with Alan. Follow Alan Steinfeld or Seinfeld because I think it's Steinfeld. But all I know is Alan. And Alan's a wonderful man. And I will probably open up more there. Maybe. He's been pulling it out of me. That's why I've been opening up a little more. He wants to know a lot more. So we'll get there, guys. All right. But you know what's more important is actually doing it rather than just talking about it. And that's what I'm really trying to do. So, all right, guys. Thanks for hanging. Bye-bye. See you next time, says Oceans 11. Grateful for you. Thank you so much. Thanks. It was fun. Enjoy your dinner. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys. Bye-bye. Till next time. Okay. This will be good. Gotta say, gas stoves are so much better than electric ones. But hey, both work. Sure doesn't burn. Oh, whoops. Did I leave this on? Oh, still here. Sorry, guys. Okay, enjoy your dinner. Sorry. I thought I shut this off. Okay, till next time. Bye, guys.